Doorbell video shows ICE agents moments before detaining 32-year-old Ana Arias' father.
I couldn't come to reality that that was happening.
This is the moment Felipe Aguilar Gama was stopped by ICE early Monday morning.
And he's not a bad person. He's not a criminal.
Put the phone down. Put your hand. Put your hand now.
My dad was ready to take out, his ID, and my dad has a real ID. And the guy was, I don't want to see that. I know who you are, and like just yelling at him, and never identified themselves, never said who they were. Basically kidnapped him and just took him.
Ana says her dad was taken to the ICE detention facility in Tacoma, Washington. She went to see him Wednesday.
It was heartbreaking. He says the conditions there are harsh, like they're overcrowded. I've never seen my dad cry ever. And seeing that today just completely broke me.
Ana says her father moved from Mexico to America 35 years ago and worked in construction. She says he is undocumented, but in the process of becoming a legal citizen.
I think he just wanted a better future for himself, for his family.
One day after Ana's father was detained, ICE agents took another man, Rafael Arreola Caballero, into custody, also in North Portland.
When I found out what they did to my dad, it was bad.
We talked with Rafael's 21-year-old daughter. She did not want to share her name or show her face on camera, concerned for her safety.
My dad was leaving for work. He takes the same route every day, and I told him in the morning because my sister told us there's cars with no plates, very dark tinted windows around the area by the soccer field near your house. And I want to tell my dad, and I was like, yeah, tell my dad. I was like, I'll text him too. I'll let him know that there's people that can cause danger to him. I texted my dad, never got a response.
40 minutes later, she says ICE agents broke the window of her father's car.
They were covering their faces, never told my dad who they were. They were just asking him to get out of the car, to get out, that if he didn't get out, they were going to pop his window. They popped his window, and the car is destroyed from that incident. And they just left the car, took keys, they took my dad's wallet, they took everything, just left his hat, his coffee cup, and peanuts that he took to work yesterday. My dad offered to give him the red card that they offer for anybody who is undocumented, and they completely ignored every right on that card.
So where is your dad now?
He is being detained at the Tacoma Processing Center right now. They hurt my dad. My dad had his surgery about 3 weeks ago to help his elbow get better from arthritis. Yesterday, he still has stitches in his elbow. He's hurt. I know he is.
She says Rafael moved from Mexico to America 20 years ago when she was 3 months old.
Because the situation that we live in Mexico is very, very bad at the moment, which is why we're trying to fight for my dad's case. There's a lot of shootings, killings, and massacres in the area where we live. Mm-hmm. It's not safe for my dad.
Her father is undocumented, and it's now up to her to take care of the family, she says.
Right now I have this big responsibility to look after all my siblings, after my mom.
It's a heavy weight.
And it gets hard. I'm still trying to get used to the presence of my dad not being here. My little sister is always asking me, where's dad? And I don't know what to tell her besides I'm looking for him, and I don't know where I'm going to find him, but I'll let you know when I do.
She and her family are not leaving the house and are relying on friends to drop off food and take her younger siblings to school.
Right now, I am not going to work for the same reason that those people are still roaming these roads. They are still watching. They're still watching every move that everybody does around here, no matter who it is. They remind me of piranhas when they're looking for something to feed on.
That woman we just heard from says her mother is already planning to move back to Mexico if her father is deported, despite how dangerous she says it is where they're from. We reached out to ICE about both of these cases, and they have not responded to our request. Meantime, this afternoon, the city of Portland says ICE has violated a condition of its land use permit at the South Portland facility more than 24 times over the course of 10 months. And the city will send a violation notice tomorrow. Those violations include detaining people overnight, holding them for more than 12 hours, and boarding up windows. The most recent violation happened May 20th, according to the city.
This is just one step in a formal process. The outcome is not a foregone conclusion, and the federal government will be given an opportunity to respond. However, we must remember this review was triggered by the federal government's breaking promises to our community regarding the detention of human beings.
Now, as far as next steps, according to the city's land use permitting rules, once receiving the violation notice, ICE has 30 days to correct the violations. If there is substantial evidence of violations, the city could fine ICE and potentially issue a reconsideration of the land use approval, which would require a hearing 60 days after the notice is served. Once a decision is made at that hearing, again, if it gets that far, the decision can be appealed to Portland City Council. So far, ICE has not responded to our request for comment on that either. But what do you think about the city pursuing this administrative move against ICE? Do you think they're kicking the federal hornet's nest here, considering the president has already mentioned sending the National Guard to Portland? Or is it as simple as this being the right thing to do, as Mayor Wilson suggests? Email us the story at kgw.com or call and leave us a voicemail, 503-226-5090.